This is the first time I've videoed my backyard for gardening. People know I'm a bit of a nutcase when it comes to planting vegetables, especially my favorites, tomatoes right here. This one I just saw today. It must be a volunteer from last year, although I've never planted. I planted tomatoes here years and years and years ago, but it doesn't get any sun whatsoever, so I don't even know how it's even growing. I don't think it's going to go anywhere, but I'll water it a little bit. Anyways, this is my herb garden. My daughter Malia and I planted together. We have cilantro plants, which we've been using already. We have oregano. Here's one basil. We got the rest of the basil here in pots. Over here, I planted some basil, but for some reason that became a dead zone and just died. I don't know what happened to it over there. Shall we move on? This gets a lot of shade, by the way. Here's an aloe plant, which I planted about 3 years ago, and the thing was probably about a foot tall, and now it's like 4 feet tall. I think that's a lavender plant right there that I planted a while ago. There's some natural little ornamental plants right there. This is the first of the vegetable garden. Doesn't get a ton of sun here, which is nice because it's going to be just beans. One zucchini that I planted in the middle. And this row is going to be my tomatoes. This gets the bulk of the sun right here, so when it's all ready to go, this is where it's going to be planted. Pretty little jasmine plant, although it's no longer little. When we had the house tented, it killed this about 2.5 years ago and just died and came back. It's looking stronger than ever, so I'm just going to keep watering it and let it go. Okay, we have the first garden bed. This is where I planted my tomatoes last year. I don't know, I just wasn't really pleased with the outcome. I don't think I fed it very well. And the soil here is pretty much depleted of a lot of nutrients, so I'm putting a lot of organic stuff here. We have lime for calcium. People crush up eggs and put it in their garden, but I found out that that actually takes about 6 months to a year before the calcium in the eggshells kind of gets processed. So this is a more immediate release. I put my eggshells in my worm bin. Epsom salt. This helps make the plant healthier, and I just realized this looking at a bunch of YouTube videos. We got bone meal, and bone meal I'm going to be putting at the bottom of every tomato plant that I plant into the ground. The roots are supposed to touch it because it has this stuff called phosphate in it, which will really be helpful. A couple things my kids. Oh yeah, the raised garden bed, that's going to be my kids. I'm going to be just letting them plant whatever the heck they want to plant. We have like a bunch of sunflowers they planted here. They just kind of stuck seeds in the ground and things are popping up like crazy. Got some sugar snap peas, another sunflowers in the back. These are my babies here. All of them are tomatoes. They're not ready to go in the ground yet though. All told, I planted, I don't know, maybe about 70 of them, but then I went through a 3-day work week in a row and during a hot spell, and I didn't have a chance to plant or water it, and everything dried out and a lot of them just died because it was just in a cooked part of the sun. Behind that you see a Satsumi citrus tree, and I got it this year. It's probably not going to grow anything at all for the next 2 years or so. I probably should have spent more money. Avocado tree. Oh, and this area where the roots are, where those pots are, I'm going to move those out of the way. Probably plant some of the, sunflowers there, because I got a bunch of sunflowers growing in seeds. They're not ready yet. Here, another raised garden bed. This is my young one's garden bed. She planted everything herself from seeds, and things are just starting. She said she planted some seeds in that dead spot right there, but she said she planted them yesterday, so I'm just watering it. I can't remember. Got beans or sugar snap peas, zucchini in the background. I don't know, those leaves are looking a little yellow. I'm curious what's causing that. Got a sunflower here. I like sunflowers. They grow so big. Here's some seeds that I just started yesterday. I don't know if you can see it, but we got some edamame growing, some more tomato plants growing, just from seeds. And I think maybe a couple of sunflowers. I'm not sure. I can't remember now. Some of it from seed starter mix, some of it from the worm compost. Like this right here is from the worm compost. So I want to see what works better. Just giving it a little shot. And here's my worm compost. I'll show you videos of this later because this is a long video. See ya.